Hi everyone, it's Steve Field in the Prime Safety Department. I'd like to welcome you to our 7th video we've made since this COVID-19 crisis has started. Whether you drive for us, you work in the shop, or you work in the office, or you don't even have an association with Prime and you're just watching it because you want to know what it is, we appreciate you tuning in. I think you'll see our theme has remained the same, and our theme is we are appreciative of all our associates keeping this company running, taking care of America. But right at the top of that, number one, no one higher, is our drivers who are out there on the front line every single day delivering freight. So you're gonna hear that theme again and again from our speakers today. It never gets old. You just can't say thank you too much. So we'll get through our speakers here, there's some good information, and then I'll come back and close it out. So thank you for tuning in today, we appreciate it.
Hello folks, good to see you again this week. You're doing a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you. We're delivering on time, we're picking up on time, we're keeping the shelves stocked, and it's just amazing to see what you all have done. In-house folks here are totally focused. We had a management meeting this morning that went on and on and on, largely devoted to COVID procedures, protocols we call them. So there's going to be some new things coming up. Some of them might be somewhat burdensome or aggravating. I wouldn't say burdensome, but aggravating. We're going to ask you to follow these protocols. It's really, really important. Keep in mind that everything we're doing is to put your health and safety at the top of the list. This is a nasty virus. You know, it's the proverbial 1,000-year flood. These things don't come along very often. These are epical times, so we've got to step up to the challenge, which you have been, but it also carries with it a huge responsibility to maintain safety and compliance with some of these things that we know will prevent and stop the spread of this nasty virus. So I appreciate your forbearance. We're going to fight through this. You're doing a fantastic job. I mean, every Prime Associate has just inspired me. It's been just gratifying to be a part of it. So we're going to get through this. It may take a little bit longer than we initially thought. We are concerned about a resurgence of the virus as things open up a little bit, so we're going to be mindful of that. We're going to take every precaution we can. I promise you that we are going to be, the safest that we can possibly be. So again, thank you for what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. Talk to you next week.
Good morning. Week 7 of COVID-19, I think, is what we're doing here. Just want to say hello and make sure you understand we're thinking about your safety and your family's safety. Our whole deal about this is to protect you, protect your family. Obviously, we still want to give customer service. We want to protect the motoring public as well. All of those things are first and foremost in our world. Just a quick overview of business. It's really doing very well in spite of what's going on the economic side of our country. I think the only sore spot would be the protein folks who are really struggling and trying to get their associates healed up or tested to make sure that they're ready to go back to work. You can imagine the challenge that goes along with that specific part of our industry. I can tell you they're concerned about you all coming and going safely. They're also concerned about their associates and trying to make certain that their facilities is safe for you. It's a couple things going on here that we're going to have to deal with. Our culture is about celebrating, whether it's Highway Diamonds, whether it's Million Milers, whether it's holidays, picnics. All of those things are part of what we do. We're trying to figure out where we're going to be when those dates come along. We already know we have to push some of those out. We'll figure out a way to, maybe through technology, stay in touch and recognize our driver base and our in-house associates and our shop associates for what they're doing. Just want to put that out there for you. You need to know, once again, we're not going to do anything if it is going to compromise your safety. It's our responsibility, it's your responsibility to go ahead and sanitize every chance you get, to mask up every chance you get, and then protect yourself in every way possible. So I'm sure this is redundant. If so, I apologize. But I think it's important that you know from top to bottom at Prime and across all sectors, we are concerned about COVID-19 and protecting you all. So I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for what you're doing. Our service numbers are just absolutely spectacular. I think we have other people that kind of watch these, and for other drivers of other companies, we need you all to think positively and safely, just like our Prime fleet. So thank you all very much for what you do. We're very, very proud of what you've accomplished. We're going to do more of it. We're going to get past this. Every day we get closer to getting behind it. So hang in there, be safe, and thank you all very much.
What are you wearing today, Steve?
Pittsburgh State, the Gorillas. Check it out.
Go, go, Gorillas! Hey everybody, this is Jim Guthrie in the Reefer Division, back for I believe week 7 of our video series. I hope everybody's safe, healthy, and I hope you're enjoying these videos and they're informative for you. So I'm just going to touch briefly on a couple things this week. One is some upgrade questions, and Stan Auman's going to be here this week, and he's going to go deeper into the details about our upgrade process. But what I would say is that we're carefully monitoring daily and weekly freight availability, truck availability, and our class capacity for orientation and training in evaluation of how many upgrades we can allow on a weekly basis. And we're cognizant of the number of people out there that are anxious to upgrade, and we're trying to do that as quickly as possible. So, appreciate your patience. I will reiterate that Prime is very financially strong. So you've hitched your wagon to the best company. You're at the best place, and some of our competitors are definitely struggling. So I think your patience is going to pay off. So I would encourage you to continue to communicate with your fleet manager, and again recognize that you're at the best place you can be in the trucking industry. So thank you for that. And the other thing I'd touch on just quickly is the freight mix in the reefer division is looking better this week, definitely better than the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we're seeing some positive signs. Some of the meat plants are starting to reopen gradually. So I think over the next 10 to 14 days, we're going to see some more of those plants come online, which is going to help us. So the freight network is looking more positive, and we know there's still going to be some ups and downs and peaks and valleys, but we really feel like business overall is picking up. We're getting into May here. Pretty soon it's going to be Memorial Day. We're into the summer, so just keep doing what you're doing. Protect yourself. Your health and your safety are our number one priority. So please, please take all precautions necessary to keep yourself protected and healthy. And keep doing what you're doing. You've done a great job. You've set us apart from everybody else in the industry. No doubt about it. Our service has been phenomenal. So what you've done on a day-to-day basis for service is just really incredible. So keep doing what you're doing, and we're going to continue to win. So thank you for all you do, and we'll see you next week.
Hey Flatbed, this is Brian Brown again. Wanted to come back to you and give you an update. I took a week off last week and had Ken Auman join you guys and give you a little update from the dispatch side. As you can see, those guys are working very hard from home, and wanted you guys to get a little insight on what it's like for those guys to work from the house. And just want to assure you guys that our team here is still working very hard to support you guys. We're in our 7th week at home. And to date, we haven't really lost any productivity at all. I'm pretty proud of our group here on the sales side and the dispatch side, how much they've stepped up and worked very hard to keep you guys out there and moving. Our numbers are holding up. We're doing very well against our competition. I was reading just a little bit ago and looking at some freight rates out there, what's going on in the market. Flatbed rates have been said to have dropped about 26 cents a mile out there. If you look at our numbers for Prime, we're at about 1.5 cents per mile compared to where we were. So we've really held pretty well compared to the market out there. You know, we don't get out on the spot market very much. We rely on our partners, and you know, we expect them to reciprocate in times like this. You know, we supported them in 2018 and 2019 when things were tough for them. We were there for them, and we're asking that same favor be repaid right now. So we expect that they hold up their end of the bargain, and a lot of our good partners are doing so. We have had some come to us looking for rate decreases, as other, you know, weaker flatbed companies, quite frankly, are going to them and decreasing their rates. And to this point, we've pretty much said no. Our drivers are out there on the front lines. You know, they're the heroes right now, and it's not the time to give them a pay cut. And you know, at this point, we don't see a need for it. We don't think it's the right thing to do, and we're just not going to go for it. We're going to keep selling, and you know, hope that we can outsell what's going on right now. And we, again, hope that our partnerships hold up through this, and I think they will. They have so far. So we're fighting for you guys. You know, we're not caving in. We're not going to give up the rates out there. We're going to do everything we can to keep your income where it needs to be, and you guys deserve that. So just want to assure you we're fighting hard for you. You know, health-wise, hope you guys are staying healthy out there. You know, I don't want to be too repetitive, but take care of yourselves out there. You know, we care about you guys a lot. Take care of your health, you know, mentally and physically. Again, I want to encourage you guys to get exercise when you can. I think it's a great remedy for that mental health out there. When you get a break, you know, take a walk or do something to keep your mind right. You guys are going through a lot out there, and just need to stay mentally and physically strong. You know, again, you might have some shippers out there ask you, and receivers out there ask you to wear a mask or follow their protocol, fill out some kind of a form when you get there. We ask that you guys please comply with those requests, and just do what is needed. Again, we need every load we can get, so we want to comply with those requests. And again, I'll say, if you guys are not being treated fairly at any shippers, any receivers, please, again, keep us posted on that. Let us know what's going on. Reach out to us so we can talk to our customers about that. I know that they will want you guys to be treated fairly. So thank you guys so much for what you're doing. If you need anything, we're always here. We're working hard for you. Stay safe and take care. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Doug Adams. I work in sales in the tanker division. Just want to take a moment to thank all the drivers again for everything you're doing out there and have done during this pandemic. I know things are tough. We appreciate what you do. The recognition you got early on from folks outside of the industry has been great. It's people understanding now that you're you know, necessary to keep America going and continue to help America regain what we've lost during this pandemic. So thank you again. I also ask that you know, as we move forward, to not get complacent with your health and safety. I know that's easy to do, but we still want to prioritize and make sure that safety's number one and that your health is number one. Please continue to watch what you do out there, and take every precautionary measure you can to ensure that you're staying healthy and safe out on the road. From a sales perspective, what I see in tanker, really no different than, you know, 3 weeks ago when I was here. It's day to day. We've got some strong days. We got some days that aren't quite as strong. We have some partners in our inedible division, some protein partners. Their business is a little bit off. On the food grade side, we do some business with some wax and candle companies. That business is off as well. On a brighter note, I noticed yesterday we had 8 or 12 loads that are going up into Massachusetts to one of our candle companies there that we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. So that's a good sign that these non-essential companies are going to be opening their doors back up, and we're going to continue to do business with them and help them as they start to open up and get things back in order. So thank you for your patience with all that. The other things that I see from a sales side, if you're in tanker, you probably know that Fridays and Saturdays are our slowest freight days. If you can take advantage of those days, if you're close to home, go home, get a 34-hour restart in, and then hit the ground running Sunday when our freight is the strongest, and take advantage of that. Lastly, I'd like to say that we're past the first quarter. That's typically a soft quarter for us. We normally see an uptrend, an uptick in our load counts and freight levels around this time of the year, the end of March, 1st of April. So, it might be a little bit later this year. Sometimes we get into June, but right now I think we're going to start seeing an uptick as our business would normally trend that way. We would also see our non-essential business get back to work. So I think everything's pointing in the right direction. So thank you for your patience. We're fighting hard on this end. To all the or I guess I should say the in-house associates that are out there working from home, thank you. I myself am working from home. Definitely has its challenges, but I think there's been a lot of questions answered on what can and cannot be done, behind the scenes and from home and remotely. So thanks for what everybody's doing out there. Continue to fight and keep Prime the #1 carrier and the safest carrier on the road. Thank you, and hope to talk to you soon.
Hi, this is Stan Auman. I work in reefer operations, and just coming to talk to you a little bit today. And the first thing I want to start off with is just like to thank everybody for being out there and delivering the products to the shelves and taking care of all of the American citizens. It's unprecedented times. It's been tough on everybody, but you guys have been picking them up and delivering them and taking care of us. And you hear from Jim Guthrie talking about the freight network. The freight network is strong, and like he said, as we move closer to Memorial Day, our business is going to pick up. It's a food holiday, and people are going to get together, maybe in smaller groups, but they are going to get together. So we're going to need to stock those shelves up and then restock afterwards. A big subject here that's had a lot of controversy over the last couple of months has been our upgrade process. And that's something that we watch very closely. We want to protect our revenue per truck and our drivers' earnings, and we just don't want to add trucks to be adding trucks, because that would hurt everybody out there. It'd lower everybody's paychecks. You'd wait longer between loads. If we didn't have the freight demand to keep up with that truck count. So, we're watching those numbers closely. We added on 15 this week, so we got up to 30 total for this week. We're looking at 20 next week. We're going to ask 5 drivers to commit, that are going company, to commit to that lightweight truck. Everybody kind of has a negative stigma on our lightweight trucks, but here's the selling point of a lightweight truck. If you're a brand new upgrade, you can't train or instruct for at least 9 months. So, that truck is just a tool. Let's make as much money as we possibly can when we leave home and leave our families. That's 5 more cents a mile. You earn vacations at 85,000 miles in a lightweight versus 125,000 miles in a condo. So, and you're going to be by yourself for those first 9 months anyway. Most of our lightweights get better fuel mileage driven, correctly than our condos. So your company driver fuel bonus will be higher. Just lots of positives when you're going to be running solo to run those lightweight trucks. So, and we do have several of those available. So, that's what we're looking at for this week, 20 total. We'll evaluate that on Monday and see where we're at with leasing and our truck and our freight demand. We may add on some more next week. So, but if you have any questions, talk to your fleet manager. If you get frustrated, you can call, Jamie Eli, Jason Seymour, Brian Singleton, or myself, and talk to us about your future and what you'd like to do. But just want to encourage you, there's a lot of positives for staying with your trainer. You're new to the industry. Every day out there is a great learning experience. So a lot of positives, just getting a few more miles under your belt. And once again, I just want to say thank you for everything that you do.
Good morning. Good to see you guys again. Just a couple quick updates as far as COVID goes. We are still waiting on our antibody tests. We're supposed to get them today. I did do some checking as far as the science on our specific antibody test, because you've seen a lot of them out there and you hear a lot of reports about false positives and false negatives. Some of your false negatives are going to be due to either human error as far as the way you applied the blood to the test strip. Some of it's going to be related to not enough viral load in your system or antibodies in your system in order to light up the test. Some of your false positives we see are the fact that you have multiple antibodies that threat your system. You got thousands of them related to different viruses, bacteria, any kind of thing that would affect your immune system. When we do the antibody test, sometimes those antibodies can cross-react and react to something else. And if you've got a test that's not designed properly, that's not been checked against other viruses, you will sometimes get some false positives in there. The one we are looking at investigating and anticipating using has been vetted against about a dozen different viruses out there that could potentially flag a false positive. So you also want to remember with the antibody test, it doesn't necessarily mean that you do not currently have it. It means you have had it, but you also may still have it. So the confirmation there would be to actually get the nasal swab if you do have a positive test. Now, there's also been talk about getting reinfected again. In my honest opinion, I do not think you can get reinfected unless you have had a very minimal viral insult to begin with. So if you didn't get a heavy exposure, you might not have mounted enough of an immune response in order to be able to generate enough antibodies to give you that immunity. You know, much like the flu virus that we see every year, people still get the flu. We build antibodies to it, but the virus starts to shift, change, any number of things can happen. So in that sense, it's not a true reinfection of the same virus. I believe it's more that they probably did not get enough to begin with. The other thing we see with some of the studies that may have shown some reinfection is probably a test error. You know, when you're putting the swab in the nasal cavity there, sometimes you don't get enough of a sample and it may show negative, and the next time you get swabbed, maybe they got a better sample and were able to get some viral particles at that point. And again, we don't know whether or not the positive nasal swab test indicates the ability to pass it on. It is possible, but there's nothing that quantifies whether some of those viral particles may just be dead remnants. If they are dead remnants, yes, they will still show a positive nasal test. But again, there's no way to quantify and differentiate between dead viral particles versus live ones. So at this point in time, we wait till the nasal swab is negative to truly consider somebody non-infectious. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact our office. If you need to get tested, you're having a hard time getting tested in some of these states, we do have the personal protective equipment and the test kits in order to be able to do this. So please, if you're a driver, contact Jason Seymour. If you're an in-house associate, contact Aaron Ellis, and we'll get you set up and get tested. Thanks for all you do. You guys have a great week.
Hey everybody, Jason Seymour in Reefer Operations. Just want to give a shout out and say thanks again to everybody. We've got a remarkable run going here, not only with results for the company, but what you guys are doing, keeping yourself safe. Just a little update on our numbers. As of today, we're at 13 positive tests. Again, 8,800 drivers. You think of the number of loads per week, number of truck stops, shippers, receivers that you go into. To have 13 positive tests is absolutely remarkable. So we appreciate you doing everything that you're doing to protect yourself out there. We are still screening, obviously. That is going to continue on for probably some time in the future. You're probably going to see a little bit of an uptick in it as we continue to monitor the spread of the virus and make the moves to protect ourselves and protect all of our associates. We're going to start masking up when we're in the building, asking to mask up and really starting to enforce and ask people to do that social distancing. We've done a great job so far, but we've got to stay focused on what's important. And the important thing is that we keep you safe and that we keep all of our associates safe. As we put those things in place, we'll make sure we communicate with everybody via the mobile app and out on the Qualcomm and as well as on the video so that everybody knows what's going on. On the supply front, we still have a good supply of sanitizer. We probably got 350 gallons or so that we started the week out. Our consumption of that has gone down considerably from what it was at the beginning, which is maybe a good thing. That means that we've got everybody with some already. Just make sure that you have some. If you need some, we've still got plenty. We are refilling bottles, so if you need sanitizers or masks, we've got a good supply of masks. We've probably got about 15,000 of them between our three main locations, and we're getting those sent out to all the other satellite locations, the Prime Florals, the folks in California, Reed City. They should all be arriving, getting their masks at the latest at the beginning of next week. So in summary, just keep doing what you're doing. We really, really appreciate it. Can't be more proud. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. As Dr. Abraham stated, that we have lots of folks that are reporting symptoms. Maybe it's something, maybe it's nothing. If you think you're sick, we're always gonna err on the side of caution. That's one thing we've learned, is that it's really hard to tell who has it and who doesn't. There's so many people that are what they call asymptomatic, that are out there walking around with it. The best way to protect yourself is assume that you have it and you're spreading it to everybody that you come in contact with, and assume that everybody you come in contact with has it and they're spreading it to you. Social distancing, masks, don't touch your face, keep your hands clean. Those are the keys to continuing the success that we've had so far. So I don't know how much longer we have to go, but if we keep doing the things we've been doing so far, there's no doubt that we'll continue to be successful. Thanks for everything you do. If we can be of service in any way, please call. Thanks.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Justin Kaufman. I work in the Road Assist department. And I first want to thank everybody, all of our drivers, Prime family out there, for picking up and delivering loads on time and operating in this environment. I want to give a brief update on our Prime shops and Road Assist. First of all, for our Prime shops, we have a lot of capacity right now to help get your truck repaired if it needs any repairs, campaigns, preventative maintenance. Now's the time. Summer's getting ready to come on, and so I would highly recommend that you check your tractor AC system and make sure that it's blowing cold, along with your APU, and make sure that you don't have any coolant leaks, that it's blowing cold, you don't have any codes. The last thing you want to do is get down into South Texas and find out that your APU doesn't work. So now's a good time. I'd also recommend that you check your tires for any cuts to steel, that you have proper air pressure. We recommend 110 pounds of air pressure in your steer tires and 100 pounds air pressure in your drive tires. And most of our trucks have a Duran TPMS system on them, where you can check the TPMS system and make sure that you're at the right air pressure. I also want to make sure that everybody's checking out the Prime app. On the Prime app, we've got a tab called My Truck, and on My Truck it gives all of your recommended PM services and also any open campaigns that you might have. So check that out. If you got an open campaign, you can contact Road Assist and we can get an appointment set up for you. I also need a little bit of help with one specific thing, and that is if you are at a shipper or receiver and you notice any type of damaged trailer or broken trailer, let us know about that in the call center so that we can get a game plan for that. Just because it's red tagged doesn't always mean we know about it. So let us know so that we can get an action plan to get that trailer fixed and put back into our trailer pool. As far as what's going on in Road Assist, for the most part it's business as usual. We're continuing to handle those unscheduled events one at a time and get them taken care of. If you do need to get an appointment at an outside shop, let us know. Some of the outside shops do have special requirements for checking your truck in and out, but we can work through that and get you taken care of. So appreciate everything you're doing out there again. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Gates. I'm Lanora. And we're actually back to Prime. During this whole crazy COVID thing, we decided that we were going to have to put our personal passion business not on hold necessarily, but we're going to have to take another route. We were going to have to jump into a recession-proof business with an established, really great company, and so we're actually just going to take our first load out tomorrow. We leased and got back. We're going to be a team, and we're excited about it. We're excited to take our first load. Hopefully you guys are doing well out there too.
Yeah, we are pretty excited. This again, we were trucking before, and then now we just, again, like you said, the recession-proof stuff. It was a good place to come back and hit the target audience that we wanted to hit, anyways, which is sedentary lifestyle and trucking life. So it was our passion, anyways. So
our side business was actually personal training, personal development, and we're really passionate about that project. And our very first lease allowed us to get the money to start our dream, to start our own personal business doing those things. And we did that. We got off the road and established that business, and now we're actually back to sort of have the meat and potatoes and the bills paid for while we try to grow our personal project.
All online, so.
Yeah. So look out for us. Our company's MotoMe LLC.
At MotoMe Life, you can find us there, but we'll be with Prime. You can find us and making new videos and stuff and whatnot. So we're excited just to get back and do that stuff.
Stay healthy, stay motivated, and get healthy. Start to make those plans for your life, where you see yourself for the next however long, 2, 3, 5, 10 years. What's your plan for your life?
So we were just walking by, and they grabbed us, snagged us up to just be on camera here and say a little something. Again, thank you Prime for actually having us back and just being the extra piece of our dream. Thanks.
There's a saying in trucking, and that saying basically is the only thing that doesn't change is that there's always going to be change. And that's what we're dealing with right now. None of us have been through anything like this before in our lives. It changes every day. The medical information, how it spreads, who's affected, what businesses are open, what businesses are closed. It changes every day. But our constant is our associates. It's our Prime family, our drivers, our mechanics, our in-house associates. Something changes, we adapt. Something changes on the road, our drivers adapt. And we can't thank you enough for that. And there's going to be more change coming. We're working through some protocols we'll probably be establishing on the yard here as we gradually start to open our terminals in Springfield, Salt Lake City, and Pittston, because as you've heard every speaker say, nothing is more important than your health. And we have to believe that each associate potentially has the virus. Maybe they're asymptomatic, they're not showing any symptoms, but we have to assume they are positive and they can spread it. So you're gonna see more and more people wearing masks, you're gonna see our vendors wearing masks on the yard, and we're gonna do everything we have to do to keep all our associates safe. We owe it to you, and we need to do that to keep our company running. Just a quick little bit on the business front. You heard from the reefer division, the flatbed division, the tanker division. All things considered, business is good. Could it be better? It could always be better. But it's considering what we're going through, it's good. And not everyone is going to make it through this COVID-19 virus. There are going to be a lot of trucking companies that fall by the wayside. You have hooked your wagon to a winner. We are going to come out on the other end of this stronger than when we went in. We've got great customers. We're going to continue what we're doing, and what that is providing on-time delivery of our freight, claim-free and safe. Your safety numbers for the last month have been remarkable. It is just incredible what you've gotten done safety-wise out there. Keep that up. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. If there's something we can do for you, let us know. And believe it or not, we'll be back next week with video number 8. So I'm just going to thank you and please ask you to be safe. Thanks.